So, you've just unboxed your brand new PicoCalc and your head is buzzing with ideas for awesome projects. You're imagining all the cool things you're about to create, but then you hit a wall. You're staring at this tiny board and a huge question is looming over you. Which programming language do you even start with? You see names like C, MnBasic, and MicroPython get thrown around, and that initial excitement starts to fade into paralysis. You're frozen by too many choices. Don't sweat it, I'm JBlanked, and in this video, we're going to cut right through that confusion. We're putting the three main contenders, C, MnBasic, and MicroPython. By the end, we'll crown the undisputed king of starter languages for your PicoCalc, and you'll know exactly where to begin. Before we jump into the challenge, let's meet our three contestants. Think of it as a friendly battle for the title of Most Welcoming to Newcomers. First up, in the heavyweight corner, we have C. C, along with its cousin C++, is the seasoned veteran of the microcontroller world. It's powerful, it's blazing fast, and it gives you what's called bare metal access, meaning you're as close to the hardware as you can get. When you need to squeeze every last drop of performance out of your PicoCalc, C is what the pros use. It's the language behind most commercial gadgets, but with great power comes, well, a pretty great learning curve. Next, entering the ring with some cool retro vibes is MnBasic. Now, full disclosure, I'm personally a bit biased here, but imagine a language that feels like having a simple, direct chat with your PicoCalc. That's MnBasic. It's a modern take on the basic language many folk learned on home computers back in the 80s and 90s. Its main selling point is how simple and immediate it is. You type a command and it just happens. It's all about that instant gratification, offering a quick and fun way to get things working without a ton of work. And finally, our third contender and a popular champion for beginners, MicroPython. This is a lean, efficient version of Python 3, one of the most popular and loved programming languages on the planet, redesigned specifically for small devices like our PicoCalc. It's famous for its clean, readable style that almost looks like plain English. It also has a massive supportive community and promises the perfect balance. Easy enough for a total beginner, but powerful enough to handle some seriously cool and complex projects. So how do we pick the easiest? We need a simple, fair test. In the hardware world, the first thing anyone ever does is make an LED blink. It's the hello world of electronics. This simple task is the perfect challenge. It gives you a visual, tangible, I did it moment. You write some code and a light you control turns on and off. It's surprisingly fast. But more importantly for us, the journey to that blinking light will reveal everything we need to know about each language. It'll show us the setup complexity, how readable the code is, and just the overall vibe for a beginner. The challenge is simple. Using C, MnBasic, and MicroPython, we're going to blink the LED. The language that gets us there with the least pain and confusion is our winner. Alright, let's start with the powerhouse, C. Right away, we run into the first big feature of C, the setup. Before you can write a single line of code, you have to build a whole development environment. This means downloading and installing the Pico SDK, which is short for Software Development Kit. You also need a C compiler and a build tool called CMake. On top of that, you'll want a code editor like VS Code, which then needs to be configured with special extensions just to talk to your PicoCalc. Now, if that last paragraph alone made your eyes glaze over, you are definitely not alone. This setup process is the single biggest hurdle for beginners trying to get into C. It's a multi-step, often frustrating dance where one tiny mistake in a config file can send you down an endless rabbit hole of error messages. But let's say we got through all of that. To blink an LED in C, you'll need to include special header files from the SDK, define your main function, initialize the I/O, set the LED as an output, and then create an infinite while loop to call functions to turn the pin on, wait, turn the pin off, and then wait again. Once the code is written, you don't just run it. You have to compile it, which turns your human readable C code into a machine readable file. Then you get a special file with a .uf2 extension. You then have to put your PicoCalc into a special mode by holding a button while plugging it in, then drag and drop that file onto it like a USB drive. Well, the verdict for C. It is insanely powerful. For jobs that need raw speed, C is king and can be hundreds of times faster than a language like MicroPython. For a beginner though, the path is steep and unforgiving. The intense setup, the compile and upload cycle, and the less than intuitive code make it a really tough starting point. It's like trying to learn how to drive by hopping into a Formula One car. It's incredibly high performance, but you're probably going to stall a lot before you can even leave the pit lane. Okay, let's wash that C complexity out of our mouths and talk about MnBasic. As I mentioned, I'm a bit biased because I find it a bit dated, but the experience is a complete 180 from C. Getting started with MnBasic, which runs on a firmware called PicoMic, just involves flashing one special file onto your PicoCalc. After that one-time setup, there's no complex software to install on your computer. You just connect to the PicoCalc. Then once you restart your PicoCalc, you'll see the command prompt. This is where the magic happens. MnBasic is interactive. You don't have to write a whole file, compile it, and upload it. You just type commands and watch them run instantly. Want to blink the LED? Just type in set pin, and then the pin you want to use. We use the onboard LED GP25, comma, D out. This sets the pin to output mode. And then after that, you either type in pin, and then your pin, and then you set the value to 1 to turn it on or 0 to turn it off. So equals 1. And now it's on. And to make it blink, you'd wrap that in a simple loop. The code is short and to the point. The development cycle is lightning fast because you can edit and run code live on the device. And if you make a mistake, MnBasic gives you a plain English error and you can fix it right there. The verdict for MnBasic? Well, for pure simplicity, it's almost impossible to beat. It is a fantastic way to get your feet wet. Now, my personal opinion is that it's too retro, but it does have a very dedicated following, and you'll notice the Clockwork Pi forum is filled with MnBasic support. For me, if I'm going to go beyond the convenience of MicroPython, I feel C does the job just fine and offers way more power in the long run. MnBasic is like a go-kart, incredibly fun and easy for a quick spin, but you won't plan a long road trip with it. We've seen the power and the pain of C and the instant fun of MnBasic. Now it's time for our final contender, MicroPython, which really aims to give us the best of both worlds. The setup for MicroPython is as beginner-friendly as it gets. Most beginners will use a program called Thonny IDE. Thonny is a simple programming environment designed specifically for learning, and the best part is that it comes with everything you need. You install Thonny, plug in your PicoCalc, and then Thani will help you install the MicroPython firmware onto your device with just a few clicks. That's it. No command lines, no dragging and dropping, no confusing config files. Once you're connected, Thani gives you a clean space to write your code and a command prompt at the bottom called the REPL, which is short for read, eval, print, loop. This gives you the same interactive power as MnBasic. You can type commands one by one to test things out, like importing the pin library and turning the LED on and off just by typing directly into the shell. And when you're ready to write the full blinking program, the code is wonderfully readable. We'll start with from machine import pin. We can import time. LED equals pin LED for the onboard LED, and then we'll set it to output mode. After that, we just have our loop. While true, LED dot toggle. Time dot sleep 0.5. And that's it. Then you go and click run. And just like that, it's blinking. The awesome thing about MicroPython is even if you've never seen code before, you can probably guess what that does. It's clean, it's intuitive, and it isn't cluttered with confusing syntax. No compiling, no dragging and dropping, your code just works. By the way, if you're finding this useful and you're starting to get a feel for which language is for you, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button. We've got a ton more PicoCalc projects and tutorials coming up that you won't want to miss. The verdict for MicroPython, it hits that perfect sweet spot. It has the interactive, beginner-friendly feel of MnBasic, but with the power and flexibility of a modern, globally popular language. The community is enormous, which means if you want to use a sensor, someone has almost certainly written a MicroPython library and a tutorial for it. It's like driving a modern, reliable car with an automatic transmission and a great GPS. And yes, you can write Python code directly on the PicoCalc itself. It's easy to get started, it's comfortable for long journeys, and it can take you pretty much anywhere you want to go. So after all that, who is the undisputed king for a PicoCalc beginner? Well, if we're talking about the absolute quickest way to get from unboxing your device to seeing a blinking light, you could make a strong case for MnBasic. That immediate feedback is a huge confidence booster. However, for the vast majority of beginners who want to learn a skill that will grow with them, the clear winner is MicroPython. It is without a doubt the easiest and most practical language to start your journey with. It perfectly balances ease of use with real-world power. The learning curve is gentle, but the ceiling is incredibly high. You can start today by blinking an LED, and with that exact same language, you can eventually build web servers, create smart home devices, and tackle robotics projects. So what about C? Is it useless? Not at all. C isn't the enemy, it's just not the starting line for most of us. Think of C as what you graduate to. When you build a project in MicroPython and hit a wall where you absolutely need more speed or lower level control, that's when you can venture into the world of C. Its performance is unmatched and it's the industry standard for a reason. Plus, tools like the Arduino IDE can make learning C++ on the Pico a little friendlier. So here's the bottom line. Don't stay paralyzed by choice. The easiest programming language is the one that gets you excited to start building. But if you want a clear, straightforward recommendation from me, the answer is MicroPython. Your mission, should you accept to choose it, is to download the Thani IDE, plug in your PicoCalc, and make that little LED blink tonight. That one small victory is the first step on an amazing journey. You can also download PicoWare's version of MicroPython, which adds a user interface, has custom apps, and allows you to code directly on the device. Now that you're armed with this knowledge, what would you build first? I have several tutorials on working with MicroPython to create your own apps, and I have many app tutorials planned for the future, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications on so you don't miss it. Now, stop watching me and go build something awesome. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.